Alright, welcome back guys. I'm going to be doing an update and a recap for the month of July and June. I know it's been a couple weeks since I did make my previous video, but there was a lot of things happening in my life and in the world, and I was moving places, so I wasn't really in the best environment to go ahead and create the videos, but nonetheless we are here and we're moving forward, and I would like to share with you guys the trading history for the past couple, since we last saw, or since my last video. I have been using TradeStation now to do most of my day trading. I've come up with the new system and new journal to track my trades. I'm still using TraderView, still using Thinkorswim, but going to be moving forward with TradeStation for the most part, and just have some trades that I have recorded here in my journal since last Tuesday, since I created this new journal. And I just wanted to go ahead and show with you guys the gross cumulative P&L for my last 30 trading days. This starts in May 21st, and as you can see, my account has slowly just been bleeding, and on the past 30 days I'm down about $530. Surprisingly, my win rate it looks kind of good, but doesn't correlate with my P&L. So definitely still taking losses that are bigger than my gains, and these losses completely wipe out, whatever these gains are. Very small, but I also have been trying to take much less size and focusing on patterns and focusing on setups that are really quality and that I can execute on properly. So that's why you see this drop in daily volume, or daily trading volume. So now I'm averaging about 100 shares a position or 50 shares a position, and I can show you on my detailed trade view what exactly that looks like. And as you can see here, past few trades, so 100 shares each, 100 shares, this was 50, buy and sell, so it adds it up for you there. So I'm just taking a lot less size to really understand how I can hold a position longer and how I can profit from longer trades instead of trying to scalp the 10-second trade, the 30-second trade. And those scalps, I realized I don't have the technical prowess to go ahead and execute trades that fast, and or the capability or emotional capacity to trade at that level. And I think the beautiful thing about trading is it's very introspective. It really tries to, it really shows you who you are, what you're capable of. And in that sense, it really lets you go on this path that lets you really find yourself. And because of that, you get to see what works for you and what doesn't. And no two trading days are the same, and with that being said, no two traders are the same. Everybody has their own style, everybody has their own way, and what works for someone might not work for me, and what works for me might not work for someone else. And this is something that I'm realizing coming in a year plus deep, and I've realized that I can't just try to imitate someone else or try to do their trading style, because as I said, what works for someone else won't necessarily work for you or for me. And realizing that and coming on that realization has allowed me to really figure myself out and figure out what trading style can I be best at and how I can go about doing that. And I've recently joined the CMT Association, and I'm in process of getting my CMT charter. I have my exam in December, and reading through the curriculum, I have really taken a different approach to understanding what trading really is and how I can maximize my profits. And that being said, trading is really a long journey when it comes down to it. It's not something that happens overnight. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. And looking up to some of the traders that I follow on YouTube here, Warrior Trading, Ross Cameron, the live traders, you guys know the boiler room trading, Zip Trade, like all these other traders on YouTube that I look up to, that I follow and I watch their videos. Even Ricky Gutierrez with his group, they all took many years to get to the point that they were at. And when you see their trades and when you see their P&Ls and when you see their trade recaps, it really skews and it really distorts the process, because you just see the profits. I am a prime example of this. You see their profits and you think you can emulate that and you think you can go ahead and trade at that level, but it's really hard to see something like that and then sit at your trading desk or sit at your platform and then try to replicate that, because you simply haven't had the screen time, or you simply haven't had enough time to develop the emotional capacity, to develop the technical skills, to develop the pattern recognition, and all these small things, they add up, and that's what really can define your trading edge as a trader. And that's something that I've realized recently, and I've really backed off on the share sizes. And if you can, I'll show you guys if I go back, even about a year ago, we can go back to like July, right? And you guys will just see at this time, in my head, it was just like, oh, it's like 1,000 shares, you make 10 cents, that's $100 a day. And I was correct in my thinking, but the execution is where the problem comes in. You take a trade like this and you're down this much, and you take a trade like this, you're only making 100, right? The losses very much so tend to be bigger than the gains. And, like, these are huge positions. Yeah, I might have won, but for the most part, these were all lucky. I've truly looked back on each trade, and looking back, like the majority, yeah, I might have had the right setup, or I might have had to write this or that. But at the end of the day, these were all lucky. I was not in the position to be trading 1,000 share lots. That to my understanding now, that's a very experienced trader who can take 1,000 share lots, and having the emotional control over being in with 1,000 shares is definitely a lot. So understanding that, and I'll take this off for you guys. Understanding that and moving to the point that I'm at now, I think 100 share lots is much more suited for the trader that I am and the position that I am. My screen time definitely isn't there yet. My time in the markets definitely isn't there yet. And being able to understand that and being able to be self-aware and self-critical of those steps that I have taken, and people make mistakes, until you fall off the bike and eat shit a couple times, you're not going to know how to ride the bike properly. You know what I mean? It's kind of getting thrown into the deep end of the pool. And especially with the volatility, and especially with everything going on from an economic perspective and from a global perspective, this is by far one of the most insane times to be learning the ropes of trading, by far. And listening to the people that I do, and the news sources I do, even them, the most seasoned, experienced traders, even the most veteran traders, have said they have never seen a trading environment like such. It is absolutely crazy. And understanding that, it was kind of like the Dunning-Kruger effect, that psychological effect where in the beginning you learn a little bit and you think you know everything, but once you start learning more, you understand that, holy shit, there is so much more that I don't know. And understanding that aspect of it has really allowed me to take a step back and calm down and trust the process, because the journey is long and it won't happen overnight. And once I bit that bullet, once I accepted that, I realized that I'm trading way out of my league, and I need to tone it down, and I need to trade with proper size, proper risk management, with proper goals. And knowing that, I think the next few months and the next year will be a lot better for me, and I truly do feel more confident, and I can hold these positions longer, which is something I wasn't be able to do with like 1,000 shares. I'm in it for 10 seconds, 30 seconds, or a minute, and I really get scared and I really panic, and that's never good as a trader, because you want to be in full control of the situation, and you want to be in full control of what's going on at that moment. And if you look at this, right, the average hold time now is about this much. My average hold time about a year ago was, I think, like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and it was pretty insane to think, so I'm able to hold positions longer now. I'm able to actually have the emotional capacity to hold the trades and actually see them through to my trading plan. Having proper risk management and having proper size really allows you to do that. And just to show you guys Yeah, we saw that in the beginning, and this I think is a great sign for me. And just to show you guys where I'm sitting on the year, last year I closed the year down 2,100, and this year I'm not doing the hottest, but I see a lot of improvement in myself, and I know that I'm improving. So, which is something that really stands out to me, and something that I'm really proud of. And just looking at the performance by month, I think I can turn it around in the next few months. And taking the new sizing and taking the new risk management, I definitely think I can turn things around. And I'm very confident in my skill set, and I'm very confident in the things that I'm learning. And as I said, being in the CMT program now, and the curriculum really allows me to understand technical analysis on a deeper level. And I've been reading a lot more books, and I've been doing a lot more to get my technical analysis skill set sharper and to enhance my technical analysis abilities. Um, and with that being said, I did want to show you guys the current account that I'm sitting on for my TD account. This one is still hovering around here. As I told you guys previously, I was going to be using this one for options trading and try to understand options pricing and understand how options work. So I've been taking really small contracts, just one contract, and very cheap contracts that I can find, like $20, $30. I'm trying to keep it very controlled, trying to not have the YOLO come out and do any crazy YOLO plays, and none of that Wall Street bets bullshit. Although it is very entertaining and there is a lot that can be learned from there, I do not want to take that path and just YOLO this account on stupid plays, or just you guys have seen Wall Street bets, so you guys know what I'm talking about and referring to. But yeah, just small gains, small positions, really trying to understand the market makers and options premiums and how options move in regards to the underlying and everything along those lines. So I think I'm doing well over here. I'm not really looking at the monetary gain at this point. I'm just looking at how much I'm learning. And this is like my tuition cost in a sense. I just graduated from college, and people pay 30, 40, 50, $100,000 just to get a 4-year diploma, and you have to pay the price. You know what I mean? I can't just learn for free. So losses are a part of the game, and I definitely just consider each loss a part of my tuition in the markets, because I have to learn one way or another. And this account is up to about 12,000, taking losses here and there. But I said earlier, I am taking smaller positions, and since this is the cash account, I've figured out how to get not away from the PDT rule, but in a sense, with this much, it's taking 100 shares. I can do that multiple times in a day. So if it's a $5 stock, that's only 500, and I can take like 3 trades a day in a sense without having the PDT problem that I had within this account. So overall combined accounts, sitting about almost 14,000, which I'm really proud of, because if you just look at where we were earlier, this is last year, July of 2019. Account was sitting at about 3,000, and we've just been slowly grinding through, just slowly grinding. Took a hit here, a couple bad trades, but stair-stepping our way up. Had a couple deposits, my little brother gave me some money, and just saving up and just really trying to get over this 25K mark so I can really put myself to the test. And I'm really proud of this P&L curve, and I think the journey is just starting. There's a lot more from me to come, and I definitely feel that I'm just getting started. Watching some of these traders that I had mentioned earlier, like Warrior Trading, have some of his best trading days, and he said it took him about like 9 to 10 years of trading to have his 100K day or 200K day. And seeing Mad As Money, if you guys know him, seeing the amount of trades that he has put up in his P&L in the past couple of weeks is just absolutely insane. And the journey is a long one, and for me to have put this up in the first year and a half, it makes me very proud and something that I can stand by. And as I said earlier, I'm just getting started, and I'm very confident in my skill set. There's a big difference between confidence and arrogance, and I respect the markets, and I understand that this isn't a get rich quick scheme, and this is not what I'm here for. I want to fundamentally learn how to trade, fundamentally learn how to invest, and I think I'm taking the right steps. And as I said, mistakes will come, losses will come, but that's all part of the journey. And moving from that, let's just look at a couple of the trades we had this week. this and last week. And as you can see, the number of shares, much more controlled, and I'm in the trades for, I'm in at 9:05 here, and I'm 9:45. I'm holding it for about 40 minutes. This one's a much faster trade. Was holding it for about 5 minutes. This one I got it at 9:41. Sized in again at 10:32, and then I got it at 11:32. It's about like a 2-hour trade. So my trade duration is getting a little longer, and you can sense that my confidence is really building from those trades. And I think that's a great thing, to have confidence behind the trades. And sometimes I've put this metric here for my confidence level and my technical setup, because sometimes in the moment you just see the trade rip up, you see the alerts go off, and you see the possibility of the money that you missed out on, and the FOMO kicks in, and sometimes you don't even know why you're entering or what the setup was. And because of that, being able to take a step back and understand what really was going on has allowed me to get a better grasp of myself. And I'll go ahead and just look at some of the trades here. And still, some of the problems that I've been having is I'll enter in too early, or have my stop loss too tight, but I'll have the right thesis, which is something that's been really frustrating for me, because as you can look here, I got in fairly good entry. It was around where was this, CRVS? I'm in at 504, right? And stop loss was hit my 25-cent stop loss at 478. So I'm in at 504, stop loss at 478, and you can tell it just barely. If my stop loss was at 469, it would have cleared it, right? And I would have been in this trade, and this could have been a nice winner. But once again, I keep my stops too tight, and not necessarily too tight. I think my entries aren't necessarily the best, but then again, I'm not evaluating the stock in front of me properly, and I should have let this given some more room to breathe, or whatever it might have been. I could have executed this much better. And looking at the next trade right here on ALT, the same problem occurs, right? I'm in at around, I can tell you exactly what I'm in at. I'm in at around 2150, right? I wasn't using a stop loss on this one, because on the TradeStation matrix, it was just moving so fast, and I didn't want to get stopped out prematurely. But once again, it barely dips over this 21 level, and I mentally had a 50-cent stop loss. But you can see I have pretty solid entry, and I get out at the worst time possible. And this trade goes up, $1, $2. I think it goes up to like 23.50, 24. And it's just really frustrating to sit there after I've been stopped out and see it rip without me. And this is just something that I need to work on. And as you can see here, there was like a 32 loss. In my TradeStation account, they do give me a 4 times margin, so I have 4,000 in there, so they give me about 16K buying power. Moving forward, I think I ran out of trades that week, so I had to use my Thinkorswim account. But moving forward here, I had a really good technical setup on this one. It was an ascending triangle. I thought it was going to break out. It tested the 245 level. 250 was my entry, and I thought it was going to test VWAP and reclaim VWAP and push up. But unfortunately, I had a 30-cent stop loss, 60-cent take profit, 2-for-1 target, which was in my perspective, that was a good risk management. It was good sizing, and sometimes they just don't work for you, And I can't be mad at this. I can't be mad at myself, because I identified a good setup. I identified maybe it wasn't the best setup, but I took a very methodical approach. I took a very technical approach, and sitting on my hands, I let the trade work to its favor. As I saw it coming down, I didn't want to close it out too early, because it could have bounced off this trend line and reclaimed it, but that didn't end up happening. But I was very confident in the trade and the setup, so something I'm really proud of, because I didn't jump the gun too early and try to get all frantic and get a weird emotional response. I just stayed solid, and I let the trade play out. And moving forward, we can look at this one on RIGL. 100 shares. This one also very nice technical setup. It was pulling back. I believe this is a 1 minute. 1 minute chart. It was pulling back. Pre-market high was around 360, I believe. retested it here, red to green move, and I was waiting for that pullback. Nice entry here. And originally I was going for a 2-for-1 here, so I had a 50-cent stop and a $1 take profit. So my take profit was at 450, and this is something I really need to stop doing. Once I saw some resistance on this candle here, I said this top line was going to be resistance, so I wanted to get out before then. But if I would have left my actual take profit there, and if you can look, I believe I said it too. If you look at my notes here, yeah, it says I should have followed the original trade plan more closely and left my take profit at the original level at 450. That would have been a nice huge winner. With 100 shares, that would have been a $100 winner. But nonetheless, I hate when people say you can't go broke taking profits. I should have let this run out more, and I should have looked at the volume that was coming in. But at the moment, something that I'm still trying to work on is the volume analysis when it's happening. This should have been clear indication that there was more buying pressure, just more people coming in, and I should have held on for a little more. But nonetheless, still a work in progress, and I'm working on that. This was the trade on TNA, which was the almost 2-hour trade, which was really cool. I sized in and then sized in again. That was the first entry, was at 28.80. Another entry here at 29.26, and I got out 29.55. This is a trade that really made me happy because I was really confident. I was playing my levels, and I was really letting the trade work to my favor. They say the trend is your friend, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But nonetheless, very confident trade, very confident setup. And, this one was a trade that really gave me some confidence and gave me the fact that, I kind of know what I'm doing. I kind of understand what I'm doing, and everything is starting to click. So this trade was really, I wouldn't say a turning point for me, but it was really made me realize, like, I don't have to be trading so fast and looking for those 10-second scalps, 30-second scalps. I can really let the trend work out and play in my favor, and I can take advantage of these bigger moves. Excuse me. This was a higher price stock, so I only took 20 shares because I didn't know how fast it would have moved or how it would have played out. So that was just me being a little scared on my part. Moving forward to this trade on LGHL, which was yesterday 2 days ago on Thursday. This was completely just a stupid trade. Just no other way to put it. Just absolutely stupid. Pre-market, it was ripping up and it was making a little pullback and a little flag, and I thought it was just going to continue ripping up, but this trade was very fast. I think it was 6:30:18, and I was at literally a 10-second trade, right? So these are the ones that I'm losing money on, and these are the ones that I need to stop doing because they are not working for me. And as I said previously in the beginning of the video, I don't have the technical prowess or I don't have the emotional capacity to take trades like this. And I'm glad, I got stopped out instantly because this just faded off all day. And, I took my shares there, small share size, which I'm glad that I did. But still, I need to wait the first 1 or 2 or 3 minutes to see true direction in the market before I jump in. And yeah, this was just a dumb fucking trade. Absolutely my fault. Nobody to blame. That's just me. FOMO kicked in. I got greedy. And yeah, just dumb trade. And then later that day, just about not even later that day, I think, 5 minutes later, Boxel was just crazy the day before. And I saw a nice pattern forming. It broke out over this one of my levels at 363. Uses 325 as nice support. Low day was here at 307, and as it was pushing up, as one of the people that I follow on Live Traders, which is like a 5-minute 3-bar play or a 2-minute 3-bar play. This is a 1-minute chart, but this was setting up nice for one of those plays. Entry was here at 350. Once again, my take profit was $1 and my stop loss was 50 cents. I think I didn't write that one, but yeah, I should have left my original take profit at 450. The second time I've done this, this could have been another huge $100 winner. But as I saw this, this wick here, red candle here, I really got scared and pulled my take profit down to this 385 level. Once again, I need to stop doing that. I'm shooting myself or leaving a lot of profits on the table. I should have, if anything, added more here on this pullback as the volume was fading, right? That would have been a good sign that another technical pattern was setting up, but I just did not have the emotional capacity to think that far out, and I just wanted to get out of the trade, something that I am working on. But nonetheless, green trade is a green trade. I do need to work on that though to stay in the trades longer, because this went all the way up to about 465. So if 350 was my entry, 350 I would have gotten out, would have been almost the top. So yeah, I just need to be a little more confident in my setups. And as I said, this new style of trading journal that I'm keeping, it's been working out pretty well for me so far. And coming back to here, as I said, this is just the beginning of the journey. I'm still pretty confident in the path that I'm taking and everything that I'm learning. And as I said, the books that I'm reading, and it's going to be a long journey that I'm prepared to take and I'm willing to take. And I'm, now that I got a new setup, I built a PC, I built a new trading desk. So I do really want to put out recap videos every week, but I just haven't been able to schedule it properly and execute it properly. But moving forward, I should be having recap videos every week, and I do want to make weekly watch list videos, but this is all a work in progress. And with everything, there's gonna be a lot of trial and error. There's gonna be a lot of mistakes that I make, but thank you guys that have been sticking on the journey with me so far. I really appreciate it. And for those that do start joining into my journey and witnessing, my path and my whatever you want to call it, in the trading realm, and hopefully I can get to becoming a consistently profitable trader. I'm not sure how long that'll take, but I'm willing to put in the time and I'm willing to do all that it takes. And just looking at the calendar view here, you like, this was just bad trading. Things are kind of turning around, and hopefully I can see more green closing out the year, especially these 3 months. You know what I mean? Like, because volatility is picking up and things are getting really crazy, and the elections are about to come right around the corner. And yeah, I think with volatility comes a lot of opportunity, and I think I need to prepare myself to be able to take advantage of that. But nonetheless, I do thank you guys for tuning in once again and giving me your time and being a part of the journey here. Hopefully I can work on being able to get these videos out faster for you guys and consistently stay on that week-to-week basis. Yeah, I think that'll be it for this video here. I will see you guys on the next one. And yeah, I really do appreciate everyone that's been following through so far. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys in the next one.